Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I had a wonderful weekend. Took it off, didn't work at all, just enjoying life. Hope you guys are doing well. As usual, well, my new custom, let me just give a moment of silence and thank you to God for how he's blessed me in my life this weekend. I hope that you've been blessed in yours as well. So, yeah, with that, just a moment of silence for God. There you go. Thank you so much. Let me say what's up to everybody. Miss Josette, thank you. Miss Josette, thank you for the notes on Instagram. Of course, I knew that was you. Ralph Chestnut in the building. Terrell W. A. Solston in the building. Otis the Great. Kentrell LeGrew. All things. Denali Smith. Double. What's going on, man? The beautiful Barbara D. Oh, man. I had an eventful Friday. Before I start talking boxing, let me tell you about my very eventful Friday. After I got off the live stream with you guys. Did you hear how the mayor of Newark, New Jersey got arrested? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard about the mayor of Newark, New Jersey being arrested for trespass. Snatched his ass up and booked his ass. Well, yeah, that's crazy, wasn't it? How they did that? You know what? I know he was a victim because the same thing happened to me on Friday. I went, but now notice I've been having a problem with some people. This guy that owns this liquor store who treated me very unfairly because I gave him a bad review on Google. So once I gave him a bad review on Google, everything went downhill. So anyway, I go over there and there's 2 dead birds, a dead dove and like a dead sparrow. I don't touch it with my hands, but I pick up the dead dove, and I go into a store and I say, hey, did you know you have a dead bird in front of your store? So I go in the store, they say, okay, thank you. And I put the dead bird, and they give me a box to put the dead bird in. And then I'm walking and I'm trying to figure, okay, what do I do with this dead bird? And then right in front of this bar is another dead bird. Oh, this one's a little sparrow. So I picked this dead bird up and I put it in the box, right? I go into a store then I go into a store I usually do business with, a store that sells dog specializes on dogs. So I give them the birds and they throw the birds away. I then go and walk to another store that I do business with, and they say, hey, this guy filed us a sheriff's report on you, and he's going around telling everybody that if you come in, call the sheriff because this guy's a very, very bad guy. And I was like, a bad guy? What do you mean a bad guy? And she wouldn't tell me what it meant that I was a bad guy. But let me check something. Yeah, dog. So anyway, so I guess he didn't like me doing that. So anyway, so I drive off, right? And I'm going to go get some money out of a bank. And I see like a bunch of sheriffs just go flying the other direction, like sirens blazing. I thought it was like 3 or 4 squad cars or sheriff's car going the opposite direction. So I'm like, okay, man, what, did somebody get shot or something? I thought somebody died or something. So anyway, I'm driving, and then I see a sheriff behind me with their lights going off. And so I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So I'm driving. Now, mind you, I have something in the car with me. I just came from getting a little bottle of liquor. I still have that in the car with me. And I blew a little, something, and that's in the car. So anyway, the cop pulls up to me like very aggressively and tells me, go to the side. So I go to the side and I'm like, oh shit, I'm going downtown. because the car smells. I can't throw it out the car because the cop is right there. So I'm like, all right, he got me dead to rights. So anyway, he pulls me over and then he says, hey man, look, do me a favor. Don't go back to that store again because this guy has a criminal trespass warrant on you. And I was like, who? He's like, I didn't even say who. Because, my job is when you're in a situation like that is to get out of there. So I'm like, okay, thank you. I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Yeah, I promise I won't go back there. No worries. So he writes up this pink paper. He writes me pink slip and gives me the pink slip. But before he does this other squad car pulls up and it looks like she's trying to argue with the man to try to take me in. I can tell because he's like, no, his body position is like, no, this is mine. And he fills it out. He gives me the slip and he's like, okay, just go on about your business. So I go about my business, but while I'm doing it, I'm being followed by several police cars to make sure that I do not go back into that place that I was coming from. So anyway, I was like, man, I was really happy that the policeman let me off because he could have just been like, hey, what's that smell? And he could have ran me in. So he didn't run me in. So thank you so much to the police officers. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. I don't know what those dead birds meant, but I'm sorry for picking up the dead birds in front of those stores, but I didn't have nothing to do with anything that had those dead birds get put there for. Hey, a very special honor and designation to be a mother. Not just anyone has what it takes to be worthy of such a designation. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to say happy Mother's Day. Yeah, happy Mother's Day, everybody. So anyway, I just wanted to share that experience with you that I had on Friday. But man, I worked on Mother's Day. Let me know what you guys did for Mother's Day. I basically power washed my porch and power washed my driveway like my mother told me to. Yeah. Deborah Booker in the building with the $10 holler, man. But so thank you so much, Deborah Booker. And hey, guys, if you would not mind supporting the Cash App would be great. That would be greatly appreciated because trust me, I'm getting taxed from all kind of areas, bro. I get taxed on all kind of different costs, man. Anyway, so I come home and I find out that the mayor of Newark, New Jersey actually had to go to jail for the same thing this guy was accusing me of, and I didn't even get arrested. I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. Grilled salmon, ribs, brats. That's what you made, Nuke, for Mother's Day. Oh, that's what's up. I don't have a grill. I'm going to get one of those pellet grills. I was told by somebody that I trust that I should get pellet grills. That pellet grills will smoke your meat up right until the point it's supposed to, and it'll have a wonderful smell. And they said that pellet grills are like cheating. So I need to cheat because I ain't trying to be Mr. Barbecue. You know what I mean? But let me tell you something, man. I wanted to talk about the fact why Gervonta Davis's fight was delayed. I think I found out exactly why there was delays in that fight and why Gervonta Davis's mind may have not been right for that fight. Blackwell question. What's a Blackwell question? I got Control. What up? Hey, Deborah Booker said I would Cash App you, but I don't have Cash App because someone kept hacking my account. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if somebody was hacking your account, man. It's unfortunate. Somebody created an identical one of mine. So I wouldn't doubt that at all, man. Hold on one second so I don't get demonetized because King's out there looking for any reason to demonetize my live stream. Hold on one second. Seriously, he's doing it every time. I'm blaming King because I am positive King's a moderator. Run around screwing me over every time he can. Thank you, Martin. Yeah. Oh, Miss Josette. Yeah, for sure. I know you. I know you. Man, I know who you, ma'am. I knew you from your picture, Miss Josette. I love this new picture that you have, Miss Josette. That's a beautiful one. Martin Blackwell question. How do you feel about the habeas corpus situation? Hold on one second. I don't want to speak improperly. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. I have to educate myself. Let me yeah, let me look it up and give you a better because I don't know what Trump is doing. Because habeas corpus is the right for you to know if you are charged and a right to defend yourself if you're charged. Oh, the right to suspend habeas corpus for people that they consider not to be U.S. citizens. I have to look. I have to look into that. I have to be honest with you. Phoenix the Assassin said, "Good morning, bro. You see BBL Dev walking around with that BBL chick. Also, what do you think of Riley of that Rolly Ryan breakdown? I loved your breakdown. I saw your breakdown. I loved your breakdown. I thought it was point on. They're trying. I think they're trying to suspend it for. Look, in the cases of a national emergency, I think that you should be able to suspend habeas corpus. In the case of a national emergency, yes, I do think you should be able to detain people for the if the U.S. government truly believes that they are a risk to the U.S. citizenry, then absolutely, I think that they should be able to be detained. Yeah, I do think they should be. Um, but it has to be something they have to be informed. I think no matter what, they have to be informed, and I think no matter what, they have to have the right to have a lawyer. So, no, I think no matter what, they should be able to have that. Yeah, when you research it, Kent. Yeah, thank you very much, Control. But let me research that more. Because honestly, man, somebody tried to detain me without telling. Well, I could have been detained on Friday without them telling me why. Because I don't know what property they said that I don't know specifically what property they said I trespassed on. And they could have arrested me, could have put me downtown, and it would have been very, very uncomfortable, especially on some small thing like that. Unless those were some dead bodies I picked up, and I just didn't know I was picking up. I know I picked up some dead bodies, that's for sure, but they were birds. So unless those were real dead bodies I picked up and disposed of, I'm not trying to hear that shit. I believe the controversy is Trump is trying to say immigration issue is a national threat. Some are afraid it will lead to martial law. Well, if he's making the argument that those detainees are a national threat, then yeah. Then and he can prove it, then I would say, yeah, he has the right to detain them if they are truly a national threat. You know what I mean? But even then, I think he needs to. What's up, Brick Timms? I'm chilling, man. What's going on with you, brother? I went in on your boy Terence the other day. But thank you, Eagle Maniac. But again, I'm not an expert on habeas corpus. I'm really not. That's an area of constitutional law that I have to admit I've not run into in so long that it would be unfair if I really gave any type of breakdown on it. You know what I mean? Deborah Booker, can somebody tell me how I can put my picture up instead of just a D? I'm not sure. You okay? Yeah, hopefully somebody can tell you that. Hey, man, much love in the Cash App, man. Thank you. The $10 holler in the Cash App from my guy Ray. He said, Ray Wallace showing love with the $10 holler, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, brother. He can't prove it, though. They just grabbing brown people with accents. Agent Orange can't even tell the difference between Microsoft Paint and tattoos. Hey, man, Phoenix, look. Yeah, I don't know enough about it for me to give you an opinion about it, really. But like I will say, I want to say thank you to the sheriffs that did not detain me. I want to say thank you so much to the sheriffs that did not detain me because they detained me with perfect timing if they wanted to run my ass in. I swear they did. They wanted to put me in them bars, dog. They could have had me in them bars, but my police officer said, Martin, we like you, guy. Will you do us a favor and not go back there? And I'll say, sir, Absolutely, I will not go back there. In exchange for you letting my black hair slide, I appreciate you so much. So much to the law enforcement agents of Texas, Austin, Texas, generally, Round Rock, Georgetown, all of that, Cedar Park. Thank y'all. I'm sorry, I'm on mute. Let me go. Let me know when you can hear me and I'll start talking again. Let me know when I'm good so I can start talking again. Let me know when I'm good so I can start talking again. All right, good. All right, so anyway, Gervonta Davis fight delayed. Did anybody know that Gervonta Davis was threatened during the time of the fight with, most likely before the fight with Lamont Roach, with going back to prison? Do you know that he was facing going back to prison? And just up until the 13th, he was facing going back to prison because he left Florida and went to Baltimore without permission. Because he left Florida and went to Baltimore without permission. And he got his probation extended another 18 months. Very unfortunate situation for Gervonta Davis, which might have led Gervonta Davis to be a little bit distracted. I think that's the reason he was distracted against Lamont Roach, because the judge told him that on March 13th. And guess what that meant? More than likely, he did it before March, before the fight. Yeah, wow, that's crazy, but I did hear it. Yeah. So there you go. That's his distraction. Man, I love Gervonta Davis, but I hate that he has another 18 months. Another 18 months. And guess what that means? Gervonta Davis cannot go to Turkey, cannot go to Saudi Arabia to fight Shakur Stevenson for at least another 18 months. Tank was in a county jail, not prison. Hey, you got to do me a break. You got to do me a favor, Rick Timms. Look, bro. County jail, not prison, bro. Look, we talking about a nigga being in bars, okay? Forgive me for saying, if I say prison instead of jail, brother, that's because I never went there, okay? Prison, jail, prison. He would have went somewhere for another 18 months. So he's going to go to prison for another 18 months, or he goes to jail for 18 months. All right? I think, honestly, that's a distinction without a difference for the sake of our conversation. However, he was threatened with incarceration. Let's put it that way. In the lead into the fight with Lamont Roach, he was threatened by this judge with incarceration. And then the judge, this female judge, extended it again for 18 more months. I think that this judge is tripping. And I think that the judge really does have it out for Gervonta. I really think she does. I read the full comment. Yet it's still custody. Which is no fun. I read the whole thing. I know what you mean. I know what you said, Rick. I read it, Rick, not everybody's going to read your whole comment, so I have to respond to your whole comment. I have to. Hey, come on, I said, since you Devin trashing yet another black boxer, Jamal Charlo, who simply told Rolly to fight Haney. Also, since you Brian Norman Jr. and Sr. capping about boots on Mill City, waiting on that Atlas video. I fucking forgot the Atlas video. All right, I got you. Gotcha. Fame said Tank is stupid and entitled. Hey, man, I can't lie, bro. Thank you, Kamal Oz. He's definitely fucking up with that shit. But the judge is tripping too. The judge is tripping too, man. The judge is tripping too. Come on now. Come on, she's tripping. She didn't have to have her thumb on that dude like that, man. He can't move. If he moves, jail time. For now, we was told Devin got the most money for the fight when he only got 10 million allegedly. Let me tell you something. If you believe that dude got $10 million for that fight, I don't know what to say, Contrell. I don't know how to respond to some shit that I am almost positive is bullshit. Why in the world? That means 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. Exactly. Barbara Day, she's being a bitch. It's exactly what she is being one. I mean, she doesn't have to do all that shit. Like, for real, how long you want to keep him on? If he walks across the street, you're going to slap him with another 18 months? Hey, he walked across the street, another 18 months. Sit in your living room and don't move. Sit in your chair for 16 months. Don't move. If you move out of that chair, I'm going to extend it another year. Like, stop. Stop it, lady. Stop it. Come on, it's probation. The lady's not hurt. He paid his restitution. Come on, man. That judge ain't tripping. Anybody else in the same predicament would still be down. Prison, thinks the rules don't apply to them. I don't think everybody would be in that situation. No, I don't. I really don't think that everybody's in that situation would get that same thing. No, I don't. I do not. But okay, if you think so, okay. I think she could let that man slide. 18 more months because he went to Baltimore. Whatever. That's why you got to stay out of the prison industrial complex. That's why you got to stay out of the prison industrial complex at all costs. My mother told me one thing. She said, I can call her for anything except for, she said, don't call her from jail. You know? Reese says she wants to be in the spotlight. She is in the spotlight. So you need to get her out of the spotlight by sitting down and don't go nowhere. For real, these people ain't arresting me. I'm finna drive around. I'm not going near that place. There's something called DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? I'll DoorDash what I need from them people. Trust me, DoorDash it. I'll DoorDash it. For now, she let him slide by giving him probation. Oh, okay, if you think so. All right. If you think she let him slide by giving, that's not probation. Ain't letting you slide. Letting you slide is letting you slide. Ain't nobody let that man slide. That man had to pay money. That lady. That man can't go nowhere. She didn't let that man slide. I ain't trying to hear that. Anyway, whatever. Hey, you do the crime. If you do the crime, you got to do the time. My guy Bird 101 in the building with the $5 holler. Thank you, Bird 101. Appreciate you, man. With that $5 holler, said my support. Thank you, bro. To all my dashers out there, let's go. Yes, sir. Dang, black man get arrested all the time for nothing. Don't your black ass call me from jail. Hell yeah. She said, dang, black men get arrested all the time for nothing. Your mom was like, damn, that I don't care. Don't your black ass call me from jail. Yeah, she said don't call me from jail, which means it's my responsibility not to go there. I'm telling you, man, when that sheriff pulled me over, my whole job was to get out of there alive. I ain't arguing with him. I'm not arguing about why he pulled me over, nothing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drive to the sheriff's station, the main sheriff station, and I'm going to let them know what I think there. And I'm going to say it very politely to them. Like, hey, I didn't do anything. And you guys pulled me over. I appreciate you pulling me over. I appreciate you letting me go. I just would like to understand what this guy is talking about. Not the police officer, but whoever said I did something. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to go to jail to do it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to be mad in jail. No. Addie Gill said, I sent you the payouts for fight on IG Roach video too. Hold on 1 second. I got to make you guys primary, man. Because I got some of y'all in general. Hey. What? Oh, that's her from when she had a baby. Ooh. All right, hold on 1 second. BBL Dev. Let me hold up on BBL Dev. All right, Gil, you send me in a text. Okay. Okay. 20 million. Ryan Garcia got 20. So let's look at this payout. Hold on. Put my boy Gil up there. So the payouts are, thank you, Andy Gill. 80 million for Canelo, 20 million for Ryan, 5.5 for Rolly, 5 for Haney, 90 for Tio. Rolly Romero got $5.5 million, but Rolly doesn't want to fight there again. I will believe those numbers. I will believe those numbers when I see the receipts. I will believe those numbers when I see the receipts. Why in the world would Rolly refuse $5 million? Rolly got $5 million, but Tio got $900,000. I'm supposed to believe that shit. Man, that shit is beyond cap. Kamal, also since you proved the Haniac's contention that Devin's performance against Ramirez was a masterpiece, Shane Mosley stated that he played it too safe. Oh, I did see that. The Shane Mosley. How Shane Mosley said Devin really lost the fight. And he said it was Bill. He said we didn't train him to fight like that. That wasn't the game plan. That was he said that was Bill that did that. Come on. He said Bill did that. That Bill's plan was to run around. Joseph Jefferson, I never said that jail was worse than prison. I never said that. Stop that shit. I said I don't know because I've never been in prison. All I said is that it's a jail cell. That's all I said. Okay? So I'm going to throw you up out of here. You know what I mean? I will for sure. He said that pussy shit was all Bill Haney. Yeah. Hey, Joseph Jefferson, I never said that prison was as bad as jail or jail. I never said jail was as bad as prison. I never said that. I'd appreciate if you would not try to put that shit on me, because I absolutely positively never said that. I never said that. Don't mean it. Don't think it. No, don't know it. All right, Miss Josette, my bad. All right, so unblock dude. Unblock the dude. If you would not mind unblocking him, please unblock that guy. All right, my bad. Thank you, Miss. Hey, thank you, Miss Josette, for correcting me. Miss Josette, you can unblock him. If you think if I block somebody wrong, let me know. Kamal Oz says, Shane didn't say he lost. No, he did. He said he won, but he lost at the same time. That's what he said. I saw it. He said, Shane Mosley said that, yes, Devin won the fight, but he lost at the same time. And he said he lost at the same time because of how boring the fight was, because he didn't fight. That's what he said. He was sitting right next to Ortiz. What's his name? Victor Ortiz. He was standing right there with Victor Ortiz. Oh, he said, okay, gotcha. You're right. Thanks. Yeah. He said he lost in that way. Not that he lost the fight, actually. He said he won the fight, but he said you can win the fight, but you really lose the fight because, you know, how you performed. And he said that shit was on Bill and not on Devin. But I'm going to tell you, dude, that shit is on Devin. Devin got to get that man up out his corner. You know what I mean? For real. Devin just got to get that man out of that's cool. He said, come on, I say you're right. Just didn't want your comments to be taken out of context by the haters. That's fine. That's fair. I like when haters take my shit out of context. Come on. I don't mind them taking my shit out of context. I do not. So, let's look at, what is this? 80 plus 20 equals 100 plus 10.5 is equals 110.5 plus 90 equals 201 million dollars. $201 million. $201 million in what can you say? What do you call it? In esoteric numerology, that's a 3. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you what that 1 is about. That 201 in esoteric numerology is a 3. So anyway, hey, Martin, they threw my black ass in a paddy wagon, guns drawn and everything. We were supposed to be involved in a shooting. Good old Baltimore. Hell yeah. I think them dudes was coming at, them dudes came through there like I was threatening these dudes with missiles or something. Like I had gotten these niggas with missiles or something. Kamal says, being locked up in a cage is bad enough. We don't need to talk about the intricacies of jail versus prison on a boxing channel. Fanon is right. That bitching is for the birds. Losing freedom sucks. Absolutely. He's just giving away money because them cars definitely didn't generate $200 million. Hell no. It did less than $30,000 at $90 a pop. Let's give him $30,000. $30,000, $90 times 30,000, which they probably didn't even get. But we're going to give them 30,000. That's 2.7 million. Clear. Yeah. $201 million minus what we say it was. Let's give him 1.7 million. No, let's give him $3 million. He lost 100. He lost $100 $97 million loss for the worst fight card ever. If you paid somebody $5 million and said you have to win to get to the next one, and they're guaranteed $5 million, they got the $5 million. Crazy. But look, let me do some let me let Kamal come on here and cook. I know Kamal gonna come cook. I'm waiting to see what's coming from us from Saudi Arabia. now that the arrest attempt upon my body failed, I can't wait to see what Saudi Arabia is doing. If I was betting millions on those fights, the Cardenas said if I was betting millions on those fights, I'll be able to give money away too. Yeah, but he lost money. If he was betting on that fight, bro, they all went the distance and won, and he had a major upset, which means he lost that money. Means that money, and by the way, the fights were fixed. So the dudes that want their money, you know they ain't gonna be happy with the fact that they fixed that fight. Hold on a second. Martin and Dana White is complaining about the fight and say, "Oh, that's hilarious." Trash Talk Gaming say you got swatted. Yeah, dog. Somebody swatted me, bro. Yeah, I got swatted. Yes, I got swatted. and guess what? The kid walked away. Yeah. The kid walked away. Yeah, some business owner swatted me, bro. And guess what? The kid walked away without any handcuffs, with no problem, and drove my happy black ass right back home. Like I said, dog, it's good to be in good with the cops, bro. I love the police. I love the police coming straight from the underground. You know what I mean? They didn't even treat me bad because I'm brown. That's why he mad at Rolly for messing up the parlay. Hell yeah. And look, this is why I don't believe $5 million. If he's getting $5 million, why doesn't Rolly want to fight again? Because Rolly could take 10. Rolly could get a cool 10. You're telling me he paid him $5 million, but he wouldn't put his money in escrow, no money in escrow, would not get him a hotel, would not get it, screwed up his travel plans. He said, that's wild. You know you a problem. Hell yeah, they treated me, bro. This dude treated me like I was an international criminal. He said I was a bad guy. He didn't say he spit on my car. He said he's a bad guy. Like I was somebody that everybody needed to be afraid of. Why I appreciate the reputation. Let me assure you that I have committed no crimes that you guys can stick on me. Believe it. He couldn't even get a hotel room, but he's getting $5 million. Exactly. They're gonna give him $5 million, but they won't give him a hotel room. Why do I have a hard time believing that? Why do I have such a hard time believing that? I don't believe it. 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 And I'm waiting to see if everybody got paid. But I'm telling you, if these dudes did 30,000 pay-per-views, bro, 30,000 pay-per-views, which I do not think they did. 30,000 pay-per-views, which I do not think they did. Times 90 equals 2.7, and we rounded up to 3. $201 million minus $3 million is $198 million. Turkey Al-Sheikh. Turkey, exactly. 5 million in crypto, maybe. Whatever the case is, bro, that man is claiming they lost at least $197 million on a. Oh, I forgot. Plus, they have to get Times Square. How much do you think it costs to block off Times Square? Probably a cool $20 million. Let's say they paid a cool $20 million. So that means they lost 90. What is 97 plus? That's $217 million. That is a loss of $217 million loss. $217 million loss. Loss. That's a $217 million loss. Loss. 10 fights in, this dude will lose $1 billion in the next 5 fights. It will take him 5 fights to lose $1 billion. And that's the face of boxing. Let's be real about who the face of boxing, who wants to be the face of boxing. Turkey Al-Sheikh wants to be the face of boxing. And this clown is going to lose $5 billion, $6 billion. I bet you that's how much money he's willing to lose. He thinks he can get it for about $6 billion. Turkey is the face. Turkey is the face of flopping. You have never seen a human being spend more money to flop. That fight card was that he spent 217. He lost $217 million plus whatever money he lost gambling on that Ryan Garcia fight. He paid all that money to look like the biggest buffoon in the world. He's the biggest, but exactly. He's the face of boxing, and boxing looks like a buffoon. Who's going to go into a business model where they're going to lose that much money if you're not seriously? You better be starting Tesla or Uber for that type of loss. You know what I'm saying? You better be building an infrastructure that is extremely valuable for that type of loss. What are you buying for the $1 billion? Man, that fight card was garbage. He lost $217 million on a fight card that made him look worse. He would have been better off staying at home and letting the whole thing not happen. And if he flops like that again, which he's going to do you know how many times Gervonta Davis fight made money? Say it wound up making $30 million. Gervonta made $30 million. You lost $217 million. What's that mean? What's the difference? The difference is $247 million. That's not cap. It probably made $30 million. What are you talking about? I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll do the math for you. Let me do the math. I don't want to be wrong. I'm not cap. Let's see. $90 a pop. I see you. Come on, give me 1 second. $90 times, what was it? 300,000. That's 27 million plus 12 million for the gate. Equals 39 million. Okay, so say it made 20 million. Then the difference is 200 and 217 million. Yeah, with 20 million, if it made 20 million, that's $217 million. Yeah, I'm right. $217 million if they made 50% off of that. For real. What's up, Kamal? What's up, Kamal? You're on mute, Kamal.
Hold on. Can you hear me? Sorry.
I can hear you. Yeah, you're off mute now.
Hey, I don't know if you heard about the controversy with that top-ranked card with Navarrete and Suarez.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the outrage at something that was clearly corporate media covered up corruption and Top Rank doing the boogaboo with the judges once again. Where's the same level of outrage that there was with Tank and Lamont, Fanon? Have you heard anything? Anybody complaining? Oh, we gotta do an investigation. Oh, I gotta get my tampon in my ass. Oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Have you heard any outrage, Fanon?
To be fair, I have heard some of it on Twitter, but it's not widespread. But I have heard some on Twitter.
It's been muted. Okay, there is some, largely from Filipino channels because the guy was Filipino who got robbed. It's been muted compared to the hate, the microscope, the magnifying glass that was on Gervonta Tank Davis and the Lamont Roach fight, which was admittedly not nearly as bad as the corruption we saw over the weekend. Will you give me that? It's been some outrage, but it's been muted, right?
Oh, absolutely. It didn't hit me like it hit before, of course.
And there's been to my knowledge, there's been no outrage at Top Rank like there was the PBC for saying, oh, PBC paid off the judges, they paid off the commission. I don't know, Fat Dan, is he writing I don't think they had the fight in California. Is he writing the California State Athletic Commission like he said he was going to do, like these other corporate media people said they were going to do about Tank versus Lamont? Does anybody
I doubt it very much, but I'm going to do my research before I answer that.
I haven't heard any of these corporate media people saying that they're going to contact the commission and we need to clean this up and stuff. I mean, again, this is why I constantly preach, since I've known you, Fanon, about biasness in corporate media and how it literally shades and influences people. There's the worst crisis in the world is in Sudan, where over half of the people, 15 million people have been displaced, Fanon. You don't hear about it on the news, yet you hear anytime Zelensky so much as picks his nose, it makes front page coverage. Or anytime something happens in Gaza, it makes front page coverage. The worst crisis in the world, not to get bogged down in politics, is in Sudan, and nobody knows about it. So when I talk about how corporate media determines narratives, is responsible for so much bias in the formulating of corrupt opinions, it is 100% true, and we see it in boxing. Can't wait for that video, Fanon, when you get in that Teddy Atlas, because that Teddy Atlas video.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm on Dan Rayfield's page. 16 hours ago, Laywood. I'm looking. 18 hours ago, Laywood. He's talking about.
You're searching, right, Fanon? You're searching.
He says Top Rank Suarez 2. So they stopped the fight due to an accidental headbutt.
Which it was not an accidental headbutt. It was a Suarez hit him.
And he said Top Rank had Suarez 2 and had nothing to do with the commission's call on the replay. The fight was stopped 1 second to 8 per the rules. The judge have the scorers. 15 cameras had to zoom in and blow it up. That takes some time. Looks like a punch. Punch is absolutely inconclusive. They were both in the sequence. Referee said but. Replays.
Lies.
Commission looked at replay. No, he says nothing about it.
Nope. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted a real world just to compare that, what you were reading, to the fake outrage, the faux outrage when it was Tank, and demands of corporate media to not be, and they didn't realize that, Fanon. Corporate media is so sneaky and sensitive, especially in boxing, that they've been getting away with murder since the 1990s, since when I've been watching boxing, the 80s. That they didn't realize that they were outing themselves as not being objective when they were saying that they were going to write the New York State Athletic Commission and they were going to contact people in boxing to get this thing overturned. Because journalism, if you're a true muckracker, yellow journalist, which is what America grew up on, which is what made America great, you're not threatening to work on behalf of one party against another. You're just to report the news. And you see with this Navarrete, Suarez, whatever the guy's name is, they don't even have the same level of intensity, not a microcosm, not a micromillimeter of the same outrage that they had about Tank, which was something clear, Fanon. Navarrete got hit with a punch. It wasn't an accidental ba 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 ba. It was clear to see. And corporate media is not reporting it as such. That's why I harp and people get angry when I bring up corporate media. Here's yet another example of bias and corruption of on the take media, which is boxing media, corporate media. The difference in how they handle two situations. One, which is clearly something that was wrong. Number two, I haven't has corporate media have they said that that Filipino guy deserves a rematch for none? Have they said that?
I'm looking it up. I'm still researching it. I haven't seen it though. Not anything I've seen. I know that there's been several channels that I follow that have said there needs to be one, or that they or just have said it was clearly caused by a punch and how crazy it was. So, and how it should be a straight out win for Suarez. But I'll look at it.
But
Thank you.
even for not even if you're looking for it, that's just proof that the out level of outrage. My point, because as soon as the Gervonta Tank Davis Lamont Roach thing happened, you didn't have to look for opinions about what I'm saying. You found them immediately. People posting on Twitter incessantly, like they're Shakira Twitterson, posting all the time about how Tank got robbed, Lamont, this and that, this and that. Now you're actually in a situation where it's top ranked. You're having to look for this stuff.
Watch this. See, I think I got you right away. I'll go to ESPN and their boxing page. The title says Navarrete earns technical decision to retain title. Emmanuel by technical decision to retain the title. So he said he earned it. And then they say the next one says Emmanuel Navarrete wins via technical decision despite injury. So yeah, there's nothing in there that says that the outrage of it. No, absolutely not.
Corporate media, Fanon, bias. 100%. If you learn nothing else from me, my talks to the great Fanon, a great mind. Corporate media is so dangerous and influential and so biased, especially in the sport of boxing. They fail all kind of tests because of they're on the take now. You know, and I'll end with this, Fanon. When it comes to corporate media, pay attention, folks. The two worst crises in the world are in Congo and in Sudan. Millions of people died. Worse than you have black people not even talking about that. They're talking about Gaza, where a lot of people, Arabs, hate blacks. They're the most racist towards us. Corporate media is not covering Congo. They're not covering Sudan. Corporate media tried to do an electronic lynching of Gervonta Tank Davis. And I don't use those words lightly because that's what they did, try to do to Gervonta Tank Davis for something that was not his fault. And then when it's top ranked, Fanon read the language to you. They handle it with kid gloves. I am tired of this, Fanon. Thank you for the time. I'm out.
Anytime, Kamal. Anytime. So yeah, that's gonna be the case for sure. You know that that's not going to be something that needs to be overturned. But you know, people are going to mention it or whatever. But they're not going to rip it at Navarrete for that title. When Navarrete cleanly got hit by a punch, cleanly that very clearly that was cleared covered by a punch. The punch landed on that spot. It was not a headbutt. That's absolutely ridiculous. But they're just going to carry on with the decision and no big hubbub. I did go check about Gervonta Davis, and basically they said they didn't say anything about it. I don't think they said anything about it in an article because they didn't write an article about it. Like, I'm looking at the articles that say Gervonta Davis and it said 2 months ago, it says fight results, fight to a draw. Yeah, they were kind of new to their thing. They didn't really say much about that either. On that particular, as far as I can see, the articles that they wrote on it. Pampered Bob making me pull away from Navarrete with so much corruption behind him lately. Yeah, you know, it's what boxing is, man. You know, that's boxing, man. Boxing is you get these funny ass decisions, you know. But you know, to their defense, it's not as big a fight. So you're not going to hear anything about Navarrete because Navarrete's doesn't push the needle that much either way. You know what I'm saying? However, if you compare it to like outrage compared to Canelo Alvarez popping dirty, Absolutely. There's more outrage about Grease in Errol Spence Jr.'s eye. I mean, in Gervonta Davis's eye, than there was Canelo Alvarez ducking mandatories, getting stripped of belts, popping dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is more outrage for Gervonta Davis getting grease in his hair than there was for Terence Crawford's glove blowing up. You know what I mean? So it blowing up in the middle of a fight. Phoenix in the building, man. What up, Phoenix? What's good,
What's
brother?
up, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, I can't complain. Life is good, brother. Life is good. I'm just wondering how you gonna hit my boy Shakur upside the head.
Man, that dude. He be full of cap. You know, with these Saudi Arabia numbers, see, it makes me question. It makes me question. I know we remember when he was talking to Coach Kenny on your show, and the hypothetical was 6 million, but he said like his biggest payday was way more than that. But then he said the biggest bag he ever got in his career was from Turkey just now. And so, do we really believe Turkey's ever paid him more than 6 million? That's the thing for me where I'm just like, it ain't adding up. It ain't. So looking at that, I'm like, man, when is this boy gonna go ahead and stop telling all these lies, man? It's insanity at this point.
Hey, I want to talk about the fact that Terence Crawford, that Dana White said he hates the idea of Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez being at Allegent Stadium.
Yeah, I like to know how you think he's gonna be successful when he trashing his first big card on TKO.
Because he's trying to say, hey, because he's trying not to fucking lose any money. So you got to say it on public. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Well, if there's ever a way to
like, you're gonna hold up. Allegiant Stadium has got to be expensive as shit, bro.
man, see, the crazy thing about that is I'm sure he already know how Turkey be losing money. Maybe they in competition to see who loses the most money first. That's the only thing that makes sense at this point. Because man, all the trouble that Dana White been in for people, fighters suing him, talking about they ain't getting paid, and all the events, man, like shoot. The thing that confuses me about people is they keep on talking about how MMA is on the rise, and MMA is so much more popular and all this and that. But at the same time, like if you're being real about it, you look at MMA fighters, look at the cars that they sell, like what people normally, at least ever since we had Floyd and Pacquiao, a lot of fighters, a lot of fight fans consider anything less than 1 million pay-per-views a bad showing for boxing. And then, like,
Hold on a
at
second.
this point,
Hold on one second.
yep.
Virgil. I defend Shakur Stevenson whenever and wherever I can defend Shakur. And also, I call Phoenix the Assassin a hater every time he says something about it. So, I mean, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I can't kick him off because he says he doesn't like Shakur Stevenson. I mean, what can I do? If somebody doesn't like Gervonta, you're free to come up here and say you don't like Gervonta as long as you're not repeating some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Mostly the stuff that he's talking about is stuff in the ring and talks about things, saying one thing and doing another. Shakur has done those things. But trust me, you must have missed my absolute demolition of Phoenix the Assassin when he capped on Shakur the other day. Let's not
What did
forget
I
that.
cap?
You know when you
What did
cap.
I cap?
You know when you cap, bro. We're not gonna rehash your capping. Okay. We'll just let you know that I said something when it was time to say something. I said something. Virgil Wembley, thank you so much. Go ahead. Just want to know because I like Virgil Wembley, bro. I like Virgil Wembley. Like like when Big Dog Willie be dissing the shit. Hey, thank you with Virgil Wembley. Big Dog Willie be dissing the shit out of Gervonta. I've been letting him come up here diss Gervonta Davis too. I ain't trying to keep nobody from dissing nobody now. Only thing I'm trying to do is keep niggas from lying. If you lying, then I gotta say something. You know what I mean? Anyway, go ahead, man.
Yeah. So that's my whole thing with it. Like, hey, what man? I seen Shakur say he came out the struggle. That's what that's that's what he doing in boxing. He came out the stroke. He don't went too hard. I'm like, bro. People was grilling him in the comments like that. Hey man, stop trying to steal Tank's story. You ain't have to go through that. So man, like it's one of those things for me. Like I said, the authenticity. Boxing fans got this bullshit radar to go off when they feel that someone's being inauthentic, and it start going crazy. It's like them Geiger counters are supposed to be scanning for radiation, and the shit go crazy when you're near radiation. That's kind of how they them radars go off whenever Bill Haney, Devin Haney, or Shakur start talking. It's like, nah, that's too much cap. But back to Turkey and Dana White. Man, the fact that Dana White out here talking shit about the first card he's supposed to be promoting on the TKO for boxing. Man, if there's one way to get people to not tune in for a fight, is that. And with Turkey's track record of losing money on every card that he's done, like shoot, the fact that he had the fight card of the century. The fight card of the century means for 100 years, whether it's the leading up
For
from here and
25 years.
years back.
Nah. Fight card of the century means for 25 years.
Which one? 25.
The century. A century, this century started in 2000. In 100 years is not the same thing as saying is in of the century. We live in this century. So we're talking about
We talking about from the start of it. Okay.
Yes,
but even
20
then,
years. 20 years.
even then, you know damn well that ain't true. But he ain't even beat what was it, the top five. He ain't even made it in the top five today. He done did nothing. So
He
like,
ain't
man,
made the top.
50.
Turkey Allegent has not had the top fight of the year. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had the top fight card of the year yet. He may get it, maybe get it for that last Beterbiev fight this year until a good card until fucking Gervonta has a better card. Matter of fact, fuck that. Yeah, no, I just give it that. I just give it that to give it that until Gervonta has a fight card with Gary Antoine Russell on it and has Rolly Romero on the undercard. Yeah, okay. That's just gonna get
Man.
beaten quite easily. They can beat that shit quite easily, especially if they bring Errol Spence Jr. back and have Keith Thurman on the card too. Come on, man. They can please bring these motherfucking PBC cards back. Woo!
Shoot, the tank and Frank Roach card was better than any of this shit. Like no lie.
I didn't see
Come on.
the third fight, the fight card with Beterbiev and Bivol, the third one. I didn't see that. So you'd have to tell me.
Man, but I'll say this though. The way, like I was saying before, we have MMA. What we consider bad for boxing as far as pay-per-view sales, those are considered big successes for MMA. Like that's the part for me that's always been confusing whenever people talking about MMA is taking over, it's more popular than boxing, all this and that, when they're good cards are what we consider bad for boxing, like as far as performance and revenue and everything. And then at the same time, their fighters getting paid less. If their fighters getting paid less, it's obvious that they ain't getting no money from the fans. And that's even with a lot of the endorsement deals that MMA fighters got, because you see more MMA fighters in mainstream stuff than you see boxers. I mean, shoot, I think if I remember correctly, Ryan Garcia was the first boxer that they had on. Was it a Gatorade commercial? It was like Gatorade or I'm pretty sure it was Gatorade. He was like the first boxer they got featured or something like that. So it's things like that coming up where it's like, man, boxers don't really get a lot of endorsement deals. I mean, you see Canelo and all those Tecate or whatever interviews and stuff that he been doing, and then Under Armour and stuff like that. He just
I don't know if boxers have ever really gotten a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I've ever really seen a boxer other than like Sugar Ray Leonard got a lot of them.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard got a lot. Mike Tyson didn't get a lot, obviously. I think Anthony Joshua in the UK probably got a lot in the UK. Ryan Garcia gets a lot. I think it's just a little bit more funny with boxers, man, because you have to kind of connect. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I don't know how many people really get them in boxing, like really big ones. Floyd didn't get a lot. Oscar may have gotten some. I don't even remember
first one was Hublot.
What did you say?
Floyd's first endorsement thing that he did was Hublot. because he had that on his trunks against Pacquiao. That was
That's
like the
big.
first. That was the first time that Floyd ever did any type of endorsement thing. He was the highest paid athlete for a while, like overall, without any endorsement deal. So that's something that was huge for him. But like these new guys, I think Canelo, he just partnered with Skull Candy for like some new earbuds and headphones and stuff. So they got like a Canelo Alvarez thing they got going on where the colors is black and gold and they doing that. So Canelo's out there, moving around and getting those endorsement deals and shit. But like a lot of other boxers, you don't really see it a lot. It's a lot of MMA guys. So that's one of the things for me where it's like, man, MMA guys, you normally see them with endorsements, but they're still not making as much money as boxers are. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. But with Dana White, not like barely knowing how to promote his own fights, how are you going to go ahead and think you're going to have success in a new area? It's a little bit different from Al Heyman, where he's had experience putting on shows, and we've seen all what he did. We know what his track record was. So it's a little bit different for him than Dana White, where we can't really say that he's had anything that happened for real. Because his biggest sellers was Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, and Conor McGregor. And they was basically people that promoted themselves. I mean, shoot, Brock Lesnar, everybody knew him from WWE, and then Conor McGregor, you know how he be when he get on camera. Ronda Rousey, her judo career and everything, and then being outspoken, she was like the female Conor McGregor. So I mean, like, it was one of them things for me where it's like, okay, what's happened since then? And they really had a big star where they really been able to go ahead and put their name up. Like, I think maybe it's the Diaz brothers. Nate Diaz, his brother is probably like the biggest names right now ever since Conor McGregor fell off. So I don't really have like a lot of high hopes for this card. Like, it's going to be another thing where he's throwing the money away just like he did this last few fights. Because I mean, shit, them payouts to put out, man. That's cap. I don't believe them payouts. I don't at all.
Oh, dear. Crypto. Crypto.
Man, even for crypto, I don't believe it. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, even for crypto, I don't believe that. Like, come on. Like, the fact, like, shit, that payout, that they're not even talking about what he had to put out for having the fight in Times Square, and having what, 4 blocks sectioned off around Times Square for that. Like, come on. We talk about just the fighter payouts. Shoot, let's not forget like all the other money that had to be spent promoting and building up the fight and everything else. Like, shoot, he lost a lot of money. He lost a lot of money, and we supposed to believe, man. Like, come on, y'all people better start using some common sense. And the sad part is like people still holding on to this stuff like it's gonna stay. Man, I hope this stuff over sooner than those 15 to 18 months or whatever else he got left. I hope it's over sooner than that. For real, for real.
Yeah.
The,
For
the,
real.
the sooner
For real.
yeah, the sooner we get them out, man, the sooner we can get boxing back to what it's supposed to be. You know, like, man, like I was saying, this is the last thing before I go, man. I cannot wait for the day that we never have to hear about Devin Haney getting a title shot or anything again. Because man, this turkey thing, I feel is like the last line of hope for him and some other fighters that spent their time, doing that bullshit, not really promoting themselves, just building themselves up, hating on other fighters, tearing their names down. Like, man, it's gonna be a sad reality for him once Turkey disappeared. Because like I said, Devin. And I feel Shakur is headed that way too right now, just because he's doing a lot of the same stuff they did. But ain't no reason for him to be talking about Tank the way he is. Like they were supposed to be cool, but I think that these guys who've been spending their time doing that, Terence, Crawford, all the other people who be hanging around him, like it's gonna be sad once Turkey's gone, because if they're not able to go ahead and build a name on their own, if they're gonna just build a life from hating on one fighter that's selling better than them, like, man, think about it. We got how many of them is it? Like 10? 10 of them, 10 different fighters out there, and all they can do on their interviews is talk about Tank, and he ain't in their weight class. Once Turkey is gone, if they're not selling, what promoter is gonna be jumping like to go ahead and work with it. But what promoter going to be out there like, oh man, we got to sign him next. We got to sign him. We got to get him before somebody else get their paws on him. This guy's going to bring us in some money. These guys are about to get cashed out. That's how I honestly feel. Like a lot of them is headed toward the situation, but they're going to get cashed out, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to become journeyman. That'll be one thing for Devin. He'd be the youngest fighter to become a journeyman and a gatekeeper. That's what Bill said. Ain't nobody doing it like Devin. Ain't nobody doing it like Devin. He's going to be the youngest undisputed gatekeeper in boxing history. But, man, the sooner that day come, the better.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, bro. I'll get back with you, man. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, now.
The card on the 31st. Hype for that one.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on. Now, keep talking. Give me 2 seconds, okay?
Okay. I was going to say, that's that Plant and Charlo will come back. So yeah, I'm excited to see Jamal get back in the ring because man, we've been waiting for him to come back for a minute. Like ever since who was it that he fought? Was it Jose Benavidez that he done fought at that catch weight of like 164 or something? Right before Canelo fought his brother. But yeah, I'm waiting. I'm ready for him to come back because boxing is better with the Charlos in it. And then Caleb Plant, man, I'm excited to see Caleb Plant up in there again because he's a guy that I slept on for real. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't give Caleb Plant proper credit until he fought Anthony Durrell, and then that was when I was like, oh, maybe I've been wrong about Caleb Plant this whole time. But yeah, I'm excited to see him back up in the ring.
Oh man, I'm excited too, and I'm excited to see Jamal Charlo in the ring too. I'm just happy about that, man. Really happy. Hello?
Yeah, so that's the next part I'm looking forward to, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'll get back with you, sir. Thank you, Phoenix.
Take it easy, man.
All right, peace. Yes, sir. Always a pleasure. So look, man, back to my guy that said, why am I letting him hate on Shakur? Look, I don't have a problem with you guys criticizing boxers at all. I really, really do not. As long as you're telling the truth. But look, Bumpy Thompson, yeah, Jamal Charlo being back, I think that's great, man. And I love the thing that he said, man. He's like, look, bro, I had personal problems. I needed somebody to talk to. I needed it, but he feels like he got it all together, man. And I appreciate the kid, man, the young man. I call him a kid. That's probably not right, not to, unfair to do. But if I had a kid when I was really young, yeah, shit, he'd be young enough to be my son, man. So I'm happy to see Jamal Charlo back. And with Jamal Charlo back and Jamel Charlo back and Keith Thurman back, then the only thing I'm waiting now to see Errol Spence Jr. back in a very, very easy fight, bro. Hell yeah, it gets like that, man. Sometimes you do need that, man. And so it's a pleasant thing to see him come back. You know what I don't like is so many people were just dragging his name through the mud, man. You know what I mean? Like people were dragging him through his name through the mud while he was going through something like that. I just think that that's unfair, man. Similar to the fact that Gervonta Davis was going through some stuff or going through things on the lead into his fight. To have jail time sitting on the top of his head on the way into a fight. That's what I'm saying. Like the judge is going to like slap him with that shit right before a fight. Anyway, and yeah, you can say what you want, but restricted movement is not fun no matter what. Because you always get to know, oh, I can't go over there. You know what I mean? The beautiful Barbara D says Shakur is all over the place as I like him. He needs to stop capping. Hey, man, look, I will tell you, Barbara D, for sure that what Dean was talking about, I did a video on what Dean said. I should have mentioned Dean. If Dean sees my video, please let it be known that Dean is the reason I did this video. I just realized that I failed to mention Dean's name in the video that I did. But basically, yeah, I agree that Shakur can't say that he is two things at the same time. Those two things are not necessarily true at the same time. One is that he can get in and out of his contract with Eddie whenever he wants to. So that means if he can get out of his contract with Eddie, he can go fight at the PBC. But then for him to say that Gervonta Davis needs to go over there to fight him, it smells of Terence Crawford. It smells of the Terence Crawford move, where you guys are trying to trump somebody's drawing power with a guy that's just willing to burn money. And I think it's silly for you to throw away your drawing power for a guy that is as what do you call it? What did my dad say I am? Arbitrary is the word my father used. He said, "First, why would you want to sell away something as solid and predictable as your own fan base for somebody that is arbitrary?" You know what I'm saying? Very, very arbitrary. So, I don't think Gervonta Davis is ever going to do that. And if Gervonta did do that, it should be Gervonta Davis coming out of retirement like Manny Pacquiao. But notice Manny Pacquiao came out of retirement. Guess where Manny Pacquiao's coming out of retirement too? Manny Pacquiao's coming out of retirement for a fight with who's Manny Pacquiao fighting? Isn't Manny Pacquiao fighting Mario Barrios? Somebody like that for a world championship? Isn't that pretty dope? And he didn't get snatched up by Turkey Al-Sheikh. I wonder why. But at the same time, yeah, he's fighting Barrios. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, if Gervonta Davis comes out of retirement and wants to fight somebody, he can go over there. Why not? Yeah, he's coming back. But Manny Pacquiao's coming back to the PBC. And guess who's going to come back to the PBC eventually is Canelo. Canelo knows he's got an open path to come back to the PBC anytime he wants. Excuse me. Like I said, mind your business or go box yourself. How about I say, fuck no, I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Boxing is my business, son. You think I got to sit here and do what you tell Nathaniel Norman? I don't know who you trying to play off on. Who you trying to play off of? Brian Norman or somebody like that? Let me assure you, bro, I'm going to say whatever the fuck it is that I want to say. You can click the link anytime you want, sir. I'll put the link in there for you again. I don't have to sit. Look, bro, you know how much money they pay Turkey Al-Sheikh has to pay these clowns to say what he wants them to say? These clowns, you okay? I have to assume you're okay with these clowns saying stuff for money, but I can't say what I want to say for free. Hell no, sir. Matter of fact, I didn't say it for free because you had to see an ad. Thank you very much. That's why I got rid of doing it on Twitter. Thank you for your ad money that you gave me to say something to me. Hell no, they can't. Oh, try to talk about I got to be a boxer. Hey, you see this? This is Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns, as you can see, he's got 5 belts around him, bro. Tommy Hearns is in the Hall of Fame. Tommy Hearns says he rocks with me. Tommy Hearns' mama says she rocks with me, and Tommy Hearns' best friend says he rocks with me. Shakur Stevenson stopped by the channel. He said he rocked with me. I'm cool with Shakur. I'm cool with multiple Hall of Fame fighters, by the way. If you really want to know the truth, I'm cool with a bunch of Hall of Fame fighters. So if they say I can talk boxing and they enjoy listening to me talk boxing, I don't know what your problem is. Go check my Twitter page and see exactly who follows me on my Twitter page. They seem to be okay with me. You know what I'm saying? Despite you guys' attempt to keep people from talking to me or being around me. You know how you guys do. You know how you try to blackball people. You know how you try to keep people from liking people by paying off people to come over here and insult me, probably like you're paid off to do. Anyway, hell yeah, Tommy Hearns sent me this shirt. Tommy Hearns sent me like 6 shirts, bro. I wear his shirts all the time, bro. Seriously, it's fading as much as I wear that stuff. Come on, man. You know, even though I may have disagreed with Derek James on something, Derek James stopped by the channel. He was cool with me. I've interviewed Errol Spence. I'm cool with Errol Spence Jr.'s father. There's a whole bunch of people that tell me I know what I'm talking about. Whole bunch of people are perfectly fine with me saying what I say. You better know it. You better know it. I'm cool with Leonard Ellerby. Leonard Ellerby's somebody that knows boxing. He tells me I'm cool. He says, hey, Martin knows what he's talking about. He followed me on Twitter. I can say that he followed me. Oh, by the way, I'm cool with Sam Watson. Sam Watson is in all of the big fights in the ring. He said that I know what I'm talking about. So I don't know what you guys are talking. I don't know who you are to tell me I got a box before I can say something to you, bum. But anyway, here's a link. Here's a link. Yeah, here's a link. You bum. You know what I'm talking about? You bum. Thank you very much. You bum. I think Crawford going to get beat by Canelo, even though Canelo be ducking. I still think Crawford has no chance, in my opinion. I think Canelo has a chance. Hey, Nuke the Duke said, I'm mad you don't be on for 4 hours. Hey, man, I'm gonna ramp up my time, bro. I'm gonna ramp up, trust me, I'm gonna ramp up my time. I'm gonna ramp up my time. It's coming. I hit the 2 hour and 30-minute mark not too long ago. My thing is, how can I say this? I want to snap on y'all clowns, and usually around this time, I start snapping on Turkey Al-Sheikh. My mother says I have a fixation on Turkey Al-Sheikh because it's like everything I see in boxing that is whack as fuck always points to him. We could have these fights if this guy was not throwing around money like that. If you just naturally let boxing in America go the way it's going, we could get the fights we want to see without them. The problem for the last at least 6 years has been that the UK has been trying to squirm away American fighters to fight on a network that is primarily a UK boxing network. They're trying to tank the market. They've been trying to tank the market. Martin, you blame Turkey, I blame Bill. Same difference, same thing. He's just all Bill did is ride the wave. That's all Bill did. Bill, I mean, as far as I know, I don't think Bill is big enough to cause the wave. You know what I mean? I don't think Bill's big enough to cause the wave, but I do think that he's smart enough to ride the wave, And the Air Max said, let's admit it though. I don't like let's, okay? I'm going to do something for you. Let's admit though, Turkey at least got us some of the fights we want. If he got you some of the fights you want, what's the difference between Turkey Al-Sheikh and anybody else? I don't know what that admission does, because all you're telling me is he made some fights that we wanted. Okay. Guess who else did that? Jake Paul did that too. Jake Paul gave us some fights we wanted. Kathy Duva gave us fights we wanted. Pro Box gave us fights we wanted. Top Rank gave us fights we wanted. But let me tell you something. I would prefer fights that are good to fights we want. Fahim Sator said, I can't name one fight Turkey made that I wanted. The only fight that I can say that Turkey made that I wanted, for sure, was the fight between Dmitry Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev. But also, I got to tell you, there's a bunch of fights that Eddie Hearn made. There's a bunch of fights that Eddie Hearn made that I thought were really good fights. I think everybody's done some fights that we want to see. Eddie Hearn put on a terrific fight. Eddie Hearn and I think Turkey Al-Sheikh was responsible for, yeah, that was a Fatal Fury card. Air Max, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't like every single solitary card that Turkey Al-Sheikh has done. Okay? I'm not going to do it. You're trying to flop me from this side to that side. I'm not going to do it, okay? You tried to get me to say, let me tell you, sir, before I throw you out, you're probably king. But before I throw you out, Air Max, let me be clear about why I'm going to throw your ass out. You said that they did put some fight cards on. Now you want to say you didn't like Virgil Ortiz Madmarov card? You want me to sit there and go through every single solitary card the man made? I'm not willing to do that, bro. Okay, I'm already going to tell you that. So if you leave me one more question like that, I'm going to leave you alone. Because what I said was, is the man loses a ton of lot of money. That's what I said. So do I know whether the Virgil Ortiz Madmarov card lost money or not? I don't know that. Because I didn't watch it. And I didn't hear anything about somebody getting paid $20 million on that fight card. Okay? So instead of trying to lead me to talk about a bunch of different cards, we're going to stay on the fight card that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the last fight card that he did that he lost, from what I can see, somewhere in excess of $217 million. Okay? Because his only source of revenue that I can think of or see for this fight was the pay-per-view. Because there was no sponsorship. He was doing the sponsorship. He was sponsoring it himself. So he didn't get any sponsorship dollars because the sponsorship was him, right? And he's the one that paid in excess for those two fight cards of whatever it was. But he winds up with somewhere around $217 million in losses. Okay? That's what we're talking about. There was also the fight where Ismail Madmarov fought Terence Crawford, where they said he lost lost over $10 million in that fight. And he said they lost $10 million before the pay-per-view came out. Exactly, yeah, the Fatal Fury video game. Yep, it was Fatal Fury. Fatal Fury was sponsoring, and they gave away nice little gift bags. We all know the last fight card was Dookie. No argument here. Yeah, I'm not talking about just Dookie. The fight card was Dookie. I'm talking about how much money he lost. He said for 116 billion impressions. He gave 20 million to Eminem. Oh my God. He paid $20 million to Eminem. That's crazy. That's crazy. The Cardenas, he lost because they thought Bud was going to stop Madmarov with 11 fights. Well, look, man, that definitely failed to impress. That definitely failed to impress. I'll say that about the fight. Other than that, Terence Crawford did in the ring what he needed to do. Hey, Rick Timms. Where you at, Rick Timms? Hey, is Rick Timms out there? I know I saw you, Rick. I got a Bud question for you. I didn't see you in the last conversation I had with Bud, so I got to check on something, Rick. Hey, by the way, I'm very dehydrated and I'm trying to get as much water in my system as possible because I had like cramps yesterday because I was working so hard physically that I vacuumed like the whole upper floor of my house. And before that, I had like power washed my porch, and I got a nice sized porch. So my muscles got real sore, and I still feel it like I had a real good workout, like all body workout. But right towards the end of it, my upper body just started cramping up, man. It was crazy. But anyway, that aside, and I think it may have been also the tension from having had somebody trying to get me arrested. I would like to laugh in the face of whoever it is that tried to get me arrested. Oh, Rick. You there, Rick?
What's up with it, man? Can you hear me?
Ain't nothing. Yeah, I can hear you well, man. How was your weekend, man?
Oh, normal weekend. Shit, relax. Stayed out the way.
You didn't you enjoy Happy Mother's Day. You celebrate Mother's Day?
Oh man, I celebrate that every day with my mother, man. Absolutely. It
Yes,
was a
sir.
chill day yesterday. I got some yard work in. Got a lot of that good sunlight. Got a lot of good hydration in too. I just heard you talking about hydration.
Yeah. Yes, sir. But look, man, I went in on Bud the other day and you weren't here. So I won't go in on Bud like I went on Bud the other day. Because Tio, this is my hypothesis, dog. This is my thesis statement. You there? I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you to get your camera right, man. I'll wait for you, bro. Turkey sending the law after me. Somebody sent the motherfucking law at me. I know that. Somebody sent them dogs at me. That's all right. Me and the dogs just hung out with the dogs real quick. Me and the dogs was like, we cool. Dogs let me slide, man. The dogs let me slide. Thought you were washing your car, not your porch. No, I was washing my car. I wasn't washing my car. I was washing my porch. I have a power washer, so I'm gonna wash my cars too with that power washer. You know, trying to get the details. So, anyway, you know that T.O. called your boy Terence Crawford the hard R multiple times, right? Even though they're saying he said liquor, liquor, liquor instead of nigger, nigger, nigger. Bullshit. I heard nigger, nigger, nigger is what I heard. Because you know why? Because that's what he intended for me to hear. I don't care if you have some slight mispronunciation that makes you, I didn't say that. Nah, bro. You said it in a way that you know damn well people thought what you were saying. So I'm treating it like he said it. Don't give me none of this shit about him saying liquor. Okay? If you call my mother a itch, a buh itch, if you called her, hey, buh itch, I ain't trying to hear that. I just called her an itch. Nah. Hey, itch, get that itch. Hey, I'll slap that itch in her face. What do you mean? You called her an itch? Oh, I just called her an itch. I'm not trying to hear that shit. So we're going to nip that bullshit in the bud. Right? So, Bud, though, at a previous time had vouched for Teofimo Lopez. Do you recall the time when Teofimo Lopez was with Bud and Bud wrapped his arm around that man's arm? Everybody in his head said, if that man was, I would have had to slap him. I would have had to fuck him up. But he's cool. T.O. cool. You remember that? You remember that incident?
Yep.
Hey, but you remember before that incident, what caused that incident was that T.O. was calling black people monkeys. You know, monkey and a banana. You know what I'm saying? I'll give that banana somebody a monkey and a banana. Some shit, he said. But then T.O. sister got in the face of Terence. And Terence said that I think he implied, if he didn't say he would, he implied somebody would at the very least. He said, stop before somebody slap you or you get slapped, something like that. Okay? Do you remember all of these things transpiring, sir?
I sure do.
So I'm not, nothing that I've said is, you know what I mean? I don't want to seem like I'm being biased before I give you what I think happened, and I want your opinion, okay? But are the facts correct? All right, so my thesis is that Bud got bitched, and that it's one of two things. Okay, so I'm going to tell you two things. One is I think it's all fake, and they're playing that bullshit up for the camera, at which point in time, T.O. is looking like a fucking idiot for Latinos, And Bud out here being Johnny Uncle Tom, forgiving this man, and then gets disrespected right to his face. And then guess what? Then all of a sudden, they trying to talk about making a fight between Teofimo Lopez and Keyshawn Davis. Because Bud, because Bud's not going to respond. I don't even think Bud has responded. I don't see if he responded. You tell me if he responded. I don't think he responded. I didn't hear anything about him responding. So, but Keyshawn responded. So what's going on with Bud, man? Now, that's what I really think. I think there's a bullshit setup. But let's just say that it isn't a bullshit setup in which these niggas are all playing us on some concocted racial bullshit tension that they really just using in order to sell their fight. Because they otherwise, what's the interest in the fight, really? So anyway, they're trying to sell a bullshit through the racial shit. But if it's not the racial shit, the bullshit racial shit that you and I both know it is, let's both agree at this before you say it. We both know what it really is. But if it's what they claim it to be, which it ain't, because they liars, but if it is what they claim it to be, doesn't Bud owe Teofimo Lopez a slap in the face? And if he don't give it, he got bitched. That's all I'm saying. What's your as a Bud fan? And I want to be fair. Oh, Bud responded with love, like he do with all non-blacks. Oh, okay. Bud responded with love. I didn't see that. Bud dissed me when I responded to him with love, though. Just let you know. Oh, by the way, just so you know my personal bias, Bud told me what he would tell me to my face about what my mother should do, and he would say it to my face. But he responds with love to a fool that called him Nigger, Nigger, but he'll slap his sister, though. He'll slap his sister. But what should I do? What am I seeing this? Am I seeing this wrong? Am I biased? Am I seeing this wrong?
All right, hey dog, hey man, I got this meeting, man. I just arrived. Look, let me just say this about that. Damn, I hate I gotta go, man. Boy, you something else, man. When Bud initially confronted T.O. About his monkey talk, about his loose lips, T.O. live on camera tucked his tail in and simped out. Oh, it was just promotion. I really don't mean that. When they was face to face, T.O. ain't have this type of smoke. So here he goes again, probably in a different time zone away from Bud, calling him this nigga. Hey man, what you expect Bud to do? Beat him through the phone? I bet T.O. won't come to Omaha and say that. I mean, bet if they run into each other, hey, let them run into each other in person again, man. I don't think T.O. would say that live and in color in person again. Anybody can say something, over the air, over the phone, text message, on video. But T.O. showed us. T.O. showed me he wasn't about that life when Bud was in his face. So, hey, I already said, man, T.O. and Ryan both need some black ass whooping. So, Bud supposedly tied up with this Canelo. Key, I'm all for Key beating T.O.'s ass. So, hey man, it is what it is. You can't stop people from talking slick.
How do we skip all the way to T.O. and Thurman? I don't know how you got Thurman's name in the middle of this,
I
What
never
I
threw
was
Thurman. I
asking,
never said
I know you
Thurman.
got a meeting to go to. I know you got a meeting to go to. I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm gonna let you slide on out to that
Hey,
meeting.
whoa. Well, I never said Thurman. Where you get Thurman
No,
from?
maybe you said you get Thurman versus Tio. That's what I thought you said.
No, Keyshawn.
Oh, okay. You said Thurman, but you meant Keyshawn. Okay, cool.
Hey,
All right, cool.
shit.
I don't know how
In a perfect
Keyshawn got in
world,
this shit. I don't know how
look, in a
Keyshawn.
perfect
I don't
world,
know how
dog, you
Keyshawn got in.
act like Bud scared of some T.O., man.
No, I'm not acting like that. I already told you what I think it is. I said I think they putting on a fucking buffoon act for everybody is what I think, and I think they playing on racial tensions to try to set up a fight. I think they trying to play niggas with some fake bullshit is what I think, and it's a big joke, but everybody gets mad about it. That's what I really think. That's what I really think.
Oh,
That's
well,
what
yeah.
makes
I mean, I'm not. Yeah. See me, I'm not all up in an uproar about T.O. being T.O. again. You know, he just done showed Bud that his so-called lightweight apology was not sincere. You know, hey man, it was all about promotion.
and it
Yeah, you
also
saying
tells
that live and in color,
and
but
it
now
also
you're back
tells
talking slick.
it also tells me that Bud's lightweight threat wasn't shit either.
Hey, let him say it in person, and then we can talk
Man,
about it.
his sister was in his face saying some shit in person.
Man, that's a woman. Man,
Gary Russell
Bud can't
Jr.
attack no woman.
Gary Russell Jr. said he punched him in the face. That's what he said. That's what little nigga Gary Russell said he punched him.
Gary, who punched who?
Terence Crawford when they were amateurs. Don't you remember when he said he punched him? And then and Bud's response was, "If I catch you on the street, I'll break your neck." That shit.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Anyway, I don't know. I know he probably slapped me in the face. I'm confident of that because I can't fight back. So I don't know, and I'm pretty sure he would slap that girl in the face. I don't know because she ain't gonna punch back. I don't know. Let's see him slap Tio. That's all I'm trying to say. I want to see if they're gonna do the monkey act, do it all the way out and slap him. Okay, it ain't like it ain't happened before. Jamal Charlo got the tar slapped out of him by Caleb Plant. Okay, so it ain't, and Shane Mosley slapped the shit out of Carlos Mayorga out of Mayorga.
Yeah.
It won't be the first time we have seen somebody get the shit slapped out of him. So I just can't wait to see Bud light that hand off in a fight where Tio, if he slaps him, he gets sued. But slapping him. Because you know how
I'm all for it.
Because you know how Devin do it. So you know how Tio finna do it. I got slapped.
Lawsuit. Man, let me go, man. I'm a holler, dog.
Bro, get back with this thing, Rick. Love, man. Sure. That's my guy, Rick Timms, man. Oh, yeah, that's hilarious, bro. Hell yeah, you gotta slap. I'm saying the nigga gotta slap somebody. I ain't trying to hear that shit. If you ain't trying to see this nigga slap somebody, I ain't trying to hear you. For real, don't cry. Nothing else no more, bro. If you niggas ain't willing to slap somebody that called you that. If somebody called you that on site, man, you should be slapping that nigga on site. For real. It should be slap on site for somebody to do that. He said Jake Paul got mashed out. Hey, look, he said Jake Paul got mashed out for taking Floyd's hat. Exactly. All I'm saying is, hey, Fahim, I better see some ass whooping taking place. I better not see somebody going up there and being like, yeah, I confronted him. I don't want him to be nobody forgiving him for black people. And I don't want to see nobody confronting him from black people any other than slapping this nigga in his mouth. If I don't see that, then I ain't trying to. I'm telling you flat out, I ain't trying to hear it. I ain't trying to hear it. I ain't trying to hear it, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing the monkey act, I'm trying to tell you, the very next time Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford will earn my respect. He will. I'll believe him because I believed him when he said he'll slap me. I believe that. I believe that he feels safe enough to be in my face for me to say something where he knows he's not going to get hurt. By me, that is. Because let me tell you, if you think you can put your hands on me and not get hurt, nigga, you tripping. Boy. Let me tell you, if you think you putting your hands on me and ain't nothing happening. Man, you know how happy I am to be here today, man. I am so happy, bro. I want to have one more caller, man. Hopefully somebody can pop on here for a second. And then after that, you know what a Negro did. I mean it, bro. If y'all think so, bro, look, let me tell you something, man. Nah, for real. No, I mean it, dog. You should have seen when the policeman pulled me off how many niggas surrounded these guys. I was like, officer, you should probably just go ahead and give me this citation, and then we can just drive off and everything will be okay. Because I tell you, man, my shit was whooped for sure. My shit was like whoop, whoop. You know, I can never be cordial to anybody that smacked me like that. Oh, my God. I swear. But Mr. Infinity said your ass would sue Bud if he slapped you. Yeah, I would. I absolutely would. I put his ass in. Yeah, I'd take everything he owned, bro. Look, man, Mr. Infinity, hey, you can crack on that, right? If Bud Crawford slapped me, you better fucking believe I'm gonna take everything that nigga owes. You know why? Because I'm a lawyer. Watch this. If I punched him, right, he would slap me back, right? Why? Because he's a fighter. If I'm a big fighter and I hit him, he's not even going to punch back. He's going to fall down. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. If you try to beat me up because you can beat me up, I'm going to take you to court where I can beat you up. And I'm going to slap the shit out of him with a pen. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a pen out, and it's called a pencil whipping. And I'm going to say, you know what I'm going to say. Threaten me. He threatened me and he hit me and he damaged me. He embarrassed me. He hurt me. I don't know when I can go back to work because he broke my jaw. He knew I had psychological problems, so now I'm scared. Man, you kidding me? Exactly. You're going to get sued and go to jail. You think I'm not gonna? Oh, yeah, I'm going to walk around the street and anybody who wants to beat me up for no good reason can beat me up for no good reason. Bro, I'm not trying to hear that. If you put your hands on me, bro, I'm going to put your ass in jail and I'm going to sue you. And guess what? You better hope don't nothing happen to you when I leave. Okay? And you best to hope nothing happens to you after I'm gone. Because that option's on the table too, partner. You see what I'm saying? Just because you beat me up don't mean you beat it. Don't mean it's over, nigga. Trust. Bro, let me tell you something, bro. Look, Bud already slapped T.O.'s father. Oh, he slapped a 60-year-old man. Oh, what a baller. Bud slapped Teofimo Lopez's father. Teofimo Lopez's father, last time I checked, is a 55-plus-year-old man. Oh, wow. Wow, that's so impressive. That's so impressive. He slapped. Let's see how old Teofimo Lopez Sr. is. Oh, my God. He slapped Teofimo Lopez Sr. Oh, my God. For real? Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? Like that's supposed to be impressive. Oh, I'm mistaken. Bud slapped Teofimo Lopez's father. You know what that tells me? That means Teofimo Lopez got punked too. Barbara D. I remember when Barbara D left that comment last Friday where she said Teofimo Lopez got punked too. That ain't nothing but the truth. That ain't nothing but the truth. Oh, Fanon, I would say Bumpy Thompson said, Fanon, that was Keyshawn that slapped Teofimo Lopez's father. Oh, okay. So Bud didn't slap the father. And you're putting out more misinformation. Oh, I should be so shocked. Man. Bumpy Thompson. Can you throw that guy out for the misinformation that he threw in here? Tio already slapped his father, which would have made it worse. But now you say he didn't even slap his father, which makes you just look like a liar. But I'm glad. Man, shut up, bro. You're out of here. Shut up. You're just trying to make both Bud and Keyshawn look like a punk. Why are you slapping old men? You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when who was it? Like Clarissa Shields' cousin or somebody, some guy that was related to Clarissa Shields that was just around Clarissa Shields. I'm not blaming Clarissa Shields for that. When he punched that old man in the back of the head because he had said something in a press conference he didn't like, or gotten in an argument with one of Clarissa Shields' other cousins. Hey, Kamala said, may we have a 10 count for the victims of the car crash in Largo, Florida. It involved University of Miami football player Adris Hayes. 3 died so far. Yes, sir. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I'll figure out how to do it. But there you go, brother. That's the moment of silence, man. I'm going to get a 10 count bell so we can do that. Thank you, Kamal Oz. Thank you so much for your support, bro. That's huge. But rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. It's a lot of people passing away, man. A lot of people passing away, man. Terrible, terrible, terrible thing, man. Terrible thing. Lopez been touched. Anyway, what the hell? Michael Jordan is going to be serving as a special correspondent. What? Nah, nigga. DC's calling me. We want the gong. All right, I'll get the gong back. I got to order a gong. Let me see how much my gongs cost. Oh, shit. You know how expensive these gongs are? $16,000. I can get one for 45 though. Oh my God, these gongs are so $1,200 gongs, man. $3,000 gongs, man. Jesus Christ. Okay, there I go. The one I want is $179 gong. All right, I need a gong fund. Anybody? Hey, the Cash App is now officially the gong fund, so I can get back to doing my things. I'm gonna get a gong, man. Yeah, that's how expensive the gong I had was. Yeah, man, it's expensive as shit. But I can get one. I can get a gong and a stand for $500. Gong sound effect. Hold on a second. I need my gong back. All right, here you go. All right, I get it. All right. Thank you, Kamal. I get it, man. Nice to meet you, buddy. Deshaun Lucas. It was nice to know you. That was quick as hell. All right, Kamal, I got it. Yeah. Now I got to get my gong. I got my shaker. Boom, but that don't work. Nobody likes my everybody told me to get rid of my drum. I had a drum, like, nah, that drum ain't kicking it, man. The drum ain't doing it, bro. The drum ain't doing it. But thank you so much, Kamal. But anyway, I love how Rick Timms so gracefully bowed out of that whole conversation. And I promise I will not go in on you, bud, anymore. But it's only because I'm waiting to see what happens the next time you see Teofimo Lopez. And if I don't see you slap Teofimo Lopez, bro, all I'm saying is, dog, come on now. Come on now. Stop talking stop trying to intimidate people so much, man. You know what I mean? Because you know they ain't going to do nothing to you. But if somebody does something to you and you don't do nothing back, come on, man. That shit looks shady to me, man. That shit looks incredibly shady. Get a grip, Aiden says, simply the best, Fanon. Thank you so much. Tio said he said liquor. Yeah, see, watch this, Thomas Hill. I don't care that he said liquor. That just means you're trying to play as dumb and be racist at the same time. Bro, I don't care about that shit. You intended for me to hear that word. That's what you intend. You can't go back on it, because if you would have said liquor, you would have said, come over here, liquor, 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 liquor. Fuck out of here. Why would you say come here, liquor? Come here, liquor. Come here, liquor. That doesn't even, there's no context for you to say anything other than the word you said. Liquor is out of context, buddy. If you would have said liquor and it would have literally meant something to the conversation, then you could have said, okay, that's what you intended. But that's not what you intended. Okay? Liquor doesn't fit in the context, buddy. Sorry. You're trying to be smart, but that was stupid because it doesn't fit in the context of what you're saying. Why would you say liquor? Tio, why would you say the word liquor? Considering that your father said that you would never fight him, considering that your sister, he said he would slap your sister, why would anybody think that you said liquor, liquor, liquor? Why? Because you want Terence Crawford to lick your sister? So it's lick her, lick her, liquor. Terence Crawford, liquor, liquor, liquor. You, what do you mean? You want him to lick her? Because that's the only liquor. That's the only liquor that makes sense in that context. So if you didn't mean that about your sister, then fuck off, dude. What you meant was nigger, but you tried to do little cute shit so you can say you didn't say it, bro. But no, man. But that's okay, though. Can I drop sure, I can drop the link. W be the last one. There you go, double. You can be the last one. Thank you to the people that did support. in the Cash App and in the Super Chats. It's really important to the channel. So thank you guys very, 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 very much. There you go, bro. I'm waiting on you. I put it in there. Hey, look, bro. Oh, man, I don't care. Andy Gill, he can come up with any concocted reason he wants to come up with it. He knows what he did. You called him a lick. You called him a liquor. Dog, you called him a nigger because he called your pops an alcoholic. Is what you did, bro. And ain't nobody buying that shit, dog. All right, you got to hurry up, double. Double. I can wait for another minute. So anyway, I'm not trying to hear that shit. That's just silly. That's silly. That's not the most likely reason you did that, buddy. Because you'd already said that you called people monkey to try to play it up. So you did it again. You did it again. But hey, man, are there people that believe it? All right, look. Double, what's up, man? You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, sir.
Salute, Fanon. Thanks for having me on.
Man, anytime, double. And I got to get you that wrench, brother. I will next time I see your comment.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, I got a quick question since Ali's your favorite. If he would have fought Foreman again, you think he would have won that one?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Proved that at the time Foreman couldn't go all the way 12 rounds. He tired him out. But you think that same method would have worked again?
Well, first of all, I disagree that that's how he beat him. He beat him up.
Tell me your analysis on that fight.
My analysis on the fight is Muhammad Ali beat him up. He beat him up. He hit him with big straight right hands anytime he wanted to, got him dizzy, grabbed him, held him, pushed him back, grabbed him, blocked a lot of different shots. And I don't think that he was just tiring them out, because Ali tired people out all the time. If you listen, I just read a book about Ali's strategy for listening. He said what he was going to do is he was going to move for like 2 rounds, and then he knew that that he was going to be tired, and he figured he could go at him at 5 or 6 or whatever. So he did the same thing with Foreman, except for he beat Foreman up, and he beat him up the whole fight. If you really watch it, he beat him up, hit him with a bunch of straight rights and muffled a lot of his punches. But yeah, I mean, Foreman could have stayed out there longer and stayed away, but it wouldn't have made a difference, because Muhammad Ali would just land straight jabs and straight right hands if he stayed out there, especially if he didn't throw any punches. He's going to get picked apart because George Foreman's always throws wide punches. But I think he's going to beat him. I think he beats him the second time, because now George Foreman knows he can get knocked out, and he may be more hesitant and all that, but he's not the straight. I think George Foreman always would have a problem, because he's just got straight punches, just straight boom, straight punches on him, which is why George Foreman never wanted to fight Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes, let me put it this way. If Larry Holmes would have fought George Foreman at the same time, Larry Holmes would have knocked George Foreman out. George Foreman can't take some long, straight punches. I'm telling you, I don't believe, not like from somebody like Larry Holmes and a guy with a jab like that, because George Foreman's defense for a jab is not the best. But he can feint. But no, I think it would be the same thing.
And Larry Holmes' resume is really a lot of people don't appreciate his brilliance. His jab.
No, he's a great fighter
really
for sure.
Crazy.
No, he's a great fighter. A lot of people don't understand how great a fighter Sonny Liston is either. But I think Sonny Liston was probably just as good or better than George Foreman was. But Joe Lewis said that he thought that Sonny Liston was better than he was.
And this whole concept of
But how do
running,
you
and
think? What's your answer to that question?
I thought the way Ali Ali fought him on that fight was brilliant. Not to mention it was in Africa. You had a lot of elements that was in the play, but one thing people don't give people credit for, especially Ali, is his boxing IQ. He can beat you multiple ways. He could wear you down, and then his jab was so fast. A lot of times the most well, the punch that's forgot about a lot now is the jab. If you can control somebody with that jab, you can play the distance, and then you can play the counter game. But a lot of times people don't want to implement a real true jab, and I just don't get it. Like, if we go back and we talk about that fight with Haney and I don't even remember the other guy's name, but he had plenty of opportunities just to beat him with his jab because he was slow footed. His footwork wasn't that great, and then Haney could have countered, but he didn't do that. He ran. I don't even understand that. This running now is kind of like it's making a fight not look like a fight. It's making it look like a ballerina dance, if you know what I mean. Because when people pay their hard-earned money to see a fight, they want to see a fight. You can be great defensive, but at some point you have to engage, right? You got to
Agreed.
engage. The engagement is what we're paying to see. If somebody want to see a ballerina dance, they'll pay for ballerina, but we want to see a fight. And they tried to throw Ali in that, and that wasn't Ali's game plan. Ali had multiple ways of beating you, not to mention his hooks were really underrated. And as far as top fighters now and the heavyweights we have, it's hard to say who's a great heavyweight that will carry on the sport. Boxing's always great when we have a true heavyweight really maintaining. But when the last time we seen a true great heavyweight? I can't
Uh,
think of it except yeah, go ahead.
Last truly great one is probably Vitaly Klitschko. I think I wouldn't say I don't think Vladimir was, but I think Vitaly could have been, but for sure Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, Lennox was really underrated, and I think Tyson kind of took him for granted. He didn't know that Lennox was a pure boxer. He'll outbox you rather than it. And that's the thing about boxing. Sometimes, if you can
Oh,
take a
watch this
punch,
shit. Watch this shit. Guess who has a Canelo Alvarez has a 61% KO percentage, right?
right?
Muhammad Ali's is 66, I do believe. So Ali is not somebody moving around. He has a higher KO percentage than Canelo Alvarez does.
Dropping facts. Yeah, but a boring fight ain't one where they boxing and somebody doesn't get knocked out. Sometimes sweet science ain't all about, just somebody getting knocked out. It's about you implementing your will on that person and getting them to fight your fight. And a lot of times people want to say, well, we fighting like Floyd. No, man, you're not fighting like Floyd. Florida stand right in front of you, have you swing, miss, then counter. And not only counter, but it was a hard counter, like, oh, yeah, I'm still here. So I just don't understand when they trying to compare yourself to people that were really great. That's when you know you're not great. And with that, I'm out for now. I appreciate you,
Yeah.
man.
Before you go though, Manny Pacquiao's knockout percentage is 62.9%. Muhammad Ali's, hold on one second. Muhammad Ali's is, I just want to make sure that I get it right.
You said it was 66.
It's 66. So Muhammad Ali has a higher knockout percentage than Manny Pacquiao. And who was the other guy? Oh, and Canelo Alvarez. So no, Ali was not somebody who was walking around just tip-tapping people. He was knocking people out. But all right, bro. Thank you so much, Double.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I love the conversation.
Anytime, brother. Get back, man. Peace. Thomas Hill jumped off. I'll wait for you, Thomas Hill. Let me know if you're coming back. That's my bad. Here, Thomas Hill. I'll put the link in there again. Yeah, I'm just telling you. Yeah, exactly. We knew. Yeah, Muhammad Ali had a 66% knockout percentage. Let me see Floyd. I think that's Thomas right there. But I'm on another screen, Thomas. Floyd. Hold on one second. %54. Thomas Hill, what up, man? I got the shirt on, same shirt, baby. What's on your mind, bro?
See, man. Hey, shout out to that's my guy too, right there. I told him to get in contact with you. He said he going out there, doing his bucket list with his brother because of what happened to his mom and everything. That kind of shook his foundation. But he said he was going to tag back into you as soon as he get back right and get everything taken care of with him and his brother.
I'm gonna. And by the way, I'm gonna wrench up Hood Rich. I see you. What you said. Hey, Hood Rich, can you put a comment in the comment section so I can give you a wrench, Hood Rich, and double. So, anyways, what's on your mind, brother?
No, I was gonna say, I absolutely agree with you with Vitaly. I think that he was on the verge of being one of the great heavyweights. Unfortunately, it just wasn't so. His career didn't last as long. Also, I wanted to say, honestly, you're right about that punch on by Juarez on Navarrete. I mean, unfortunately, they had replay, and replay didn't work. It's almost like, why is there even a need for replay if you're not going to have it benefit the sport? Clearly, you could see it, and there was an angle on there, but I think somebody tapped my man on the shoulder and told him, look, you don't want to mess up the money. But it's unfortunate for Suarez, because he fought well enough to land the punch, and it stopped the fight. So he should have been credited with the TKO, and the rematch would have benefited him more being a champion and whatnot. And likewise, what you said with Ali, the greatest thing to me about Ali is that he had his prime really stolen from him, yet he came back and still was dominant. That shows how truly great he is. Truly great he is. So there will be no Ali hate or anything tolerated by this fan right here. I respect.
Hell no, trying to dig up George Foreman. Rest in peace. But hell no, he got that ass whooped, dog.
For sure.
Then he got his ass whooped by who did he get his ass whooped by? Ron Lyle. He got his ass whooped by somebody else too. So hey, ain't like he didn't get his ass whooped. Ali didn't lose again. Ali didn't lose again until he lost to Spinks, and that was after George Foreman quit. George Foreman should have kept fighting. Don't blame. You know what I'm saying? But all right, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man.
For sure, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, though,
brother. All right, man. See you soon. Thank you for coming through.
Always.
Peace. All right now. All right, y'all. Oh, Evander Holyfield. I'm sorry, Evander Holyfield, Bumpy. And by the way, Angel Santos, thank you, brother, for the $2 holler, brother. Thank you so much for the $2 holler. Bumpy Thompson said, Evander Holyfield, absolutely. Much respect to the great Evander Holyfield, but I thought Evander Holyfield kind of fell off before Lennox Lewis, but we'll take it for sure. Got you, man. Got you, Kamal. Thank you, brother. And I get back with y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Deuces.